Okay, let's talk about the Tush push. More importantly, let's talk about, will the Kansas City Chiefs have a chance at stopping this dreaded play when it comes in Super Bowl 59? Because you assume it will show up at some point. Although we did see the Kansas City Chiefs do a very good job against Buffalo on 4th down and 1 plays. Now, Buffalo is not Philadelphia when it comes to these types of plays, but still, let's talk about how the Chiefs were able to stop the Bills on these plays. And then we'll preview how maybe it could go when they play each other again. So first, how do you stop a tush push or a quarterback sneak? It really comes in two different ways, I should say. First is you have to win the line of scrimmage. You see that there are 3 different players right here, 2 defensive linemen and a linebacker, who are all going to crash in right near the left guard because they know that's where the Bills like to run this play. That's where they've done it all season. Watch as you get this initial push that essentially just closes that gap. Allen can't just run straight through to get the touchdown. So that's the first step. There's 2 phases to this. The second step is now you need someone at the next level. In this instance, it's safety Jaden Hicks. He has to come in and tackle Josh Allen. This is what makes the tush push just so effective, is even if you can manage to hold your own at the line of scrimmage, now you have to stop a quarterback who, whether it's Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts, these are 2 big guys, and there's a player behind also pushing. So it's not just one player you have to stop straight up. It's usually you have to have the strength of 2 guys, essentially. It's hard to do. Here, though, a wide receiver kind of runs into Allen, which helps slow him down, and also Hicks just does a great job. The push doesn't really get there, so because of that, Hicks is able to stop Allen one-on-one, and they're able to get that stop, and they, that was on a 2-point attempt, they were able to stop them. So, okay, that's how this is going to work. Well, I wanted to see how well did it work last time. Let's go to the Super Bowl, and in fact, the Chiefs and Eagles have played each other twice in the past 3 seasons. The Super Bowl, of course, 2 years ago, and then last year they did play in the regular season. They tried 7 tush pushes. The Eagles converted all 7. But is there maybe something strategically that we can take away from that could let us know what's going to happen in the upcoming Super Bowl? So first, the main thing you have to notice is just how well this Eagles offensive line blocks. Watch, as you see, they get that initial push. Really, Hurts doesn't even have to do much there. They get the first down. Or touchdown, excuse me. It's so difficult to make that happen. This tush push was from earlier this week. You see that they were able to kind of do the same thing. Stylistically, they don't change too much. They seemingly get a very similar push. Obviously, when Jason Kelce left, we wondered, will they be as good? They've mostly been, as good, really. Going back over here, going back to that Super Bowl matchup, you see, so this is going to be another example. It's a 3rd down and 1, and one thing to note is just, I think, and why the Eagles are so effective at this, is how quick they get off the line. The Bills would kind of snap the ball and almost take a second to get in position. The Eagles just go. Watch, as you see, they take the snap, and immediately, I paused it right here, you see that initial push. They've essentially moved the line of scrimmage forward. So for Jalen Hurts, he just has to fall forward and he's going to pick up the first down. At this point, it's over. You can't let this happen if you're the Chiefs. As you see, Hurts does in fact just fall over, doesn't even need a push there. It was available, but doesn't need it. They're able to make that work. So, okay, there's that one, but what else can happen? Well, you have this instance, and what's going to be interesting about this one with the Chiefs is, because again, there's the 2 phases. There's the line of scrimmage, and then there's after the fact. Chris Jones is going to kind of just say, well, screw the initial line of scrimmage. We're losing that anyway. Watch him just leap over the offensive lineman who gets so low, you're not going to be able to overpower them. The issue is, while he's now on top of the line, there still is a push, and all Chris Jones can really do is hold on as he's just on top of people. As you see, they're able to still push Hurts forward, and again, because now Chris Jones was no longer there, it's easier to push forward, and they're able to convert that one. So you can't really go over the top. It's not a horrible strategy, but it did not work that one, and it just usually doesn't work. And also like this one, one of the things about Chris Jones, I highlighted him right here. Look at how quick he starts this play. Essentially, him and the Eagles, they almost look like they're all on the snap count together. Chris Jones is incredible at not just timing the snap count, but I think just reading when the ball is snapped and moving quickly. He just has incredible reaction time. So he's essentially in lockstep here. The issue is essentially nobody else is. Watch as, even though he did a good job, everyone else is able to still push forward, and Hurts is able to, didn't get it by a lot there, but he did in fact get the first down on that play. So another conversion. This does kind of tell you, though, you saw how Chris Jones was able to stop his spot there. You almost wonder if the Chiefs can time a snap count. Maybe that's how they can make it work. Now, the Eagles are great at kind of not letting you know what's going on. They mix up their snap counts constantly. They're a hard team to time the snap count on, but that is something that you can try and do. And for the Eagles, wouldn't be shocked at all if they try to see if they can draw the Chiefs offsides on one of these plays. There is one more that you're going to see as well. This one's going to be converted, but okay. So that was the Super Bowl. Eagles 4 for 4, but now let's talk about the game last year. What changes were made for the Chiefs? Well, they actually made a decent amount of changes. At least they made some. So you see the interior defensive line, you see how low they are. They're essentially just trying to tie right here. They don't need to win. They just need to hold their ground, right? And then they're going to have the players who are right next to the defensive line completely go out and try and stop Hurts as he tries to go over. You see, I mean, the Chiefs really timed this really well, but it's just like the Eagles are more powerful, and not to mention the Chiefs were actually offsides on top of it, so that made things even better for the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, it's difficult to stop, right? Even when you time it perfectly, there's just so much power in there, and even when the Chiefs timed it perfectly against Buffalo, it's like the Eagles' offensive line is just a different animal than Buffalo. It just is. Again, in this game, you're going to see Chris Jones kind of try and do the same thing, see if he can go over, but it's just not a great strategy because watch what happens. You see when he goes up and over, they just push underneath him because now there's no Chris Jones there. They need Chris Jones helping stop that, hold that line of scrimmage. That's what they need. This isn't going to work if Chris Jones is taking himself out of the play. So is there any hope? Well, sure. I think there's some hope. Like, this one's an interesting one. So you see Chris Jones, this is what you need. You need Jones to be right next to the ball, right there, right on the line, ready to, again, try and be an anchor right here. Can you stop the center in their tracks? You then see the Chiefs, once again, it's a different player now. It's the next level, jumping over, trying to see if he can hold on to Jalen Hurts and stop him right here. But again, it's Hurts, and then you have multiple players pushing behind Hurts. It's just difficult to stop. I mean, the Chiefs tried everything, I feel like, in those two games. They have different personnel, and maybe things will be different. But I'm going to be honest, I kind of think the game against Buffalo was more about, I mean, the Chiefs did pretty much everything they could do. You got to give them a lot of credit. But, I think it was also more about Buffalo not executing those plays properly. The reality is, and this is why some people want the Tush push banned, is it feels like if you can execute it the way the Eagles can execute it, it's borderline an unstoppable play no matter what Kansas City does. My final grade, you see I do this every single time that I make one of these Super Bowl preview videos, just a fun way to keep a running tally. I'm giving the Eagles a +5. 5's the highest it goes up to here. I mean, it's an unstoppable play. It is. You can maybe get lucky once. You have to time the snap count. That's what you have to do. I don't think there's another way to win. And even if you time the snap count, I still think the Eagles have a chance. So it's going to be tough. But you gotta try and time the snap count. I don't know how else to do it. I don't know. Maybe you guys see it differently. Let me know if you do in the comments below. But for me personally, and again, it's not just because the Eagles did it the last couple years, because obviously things have changed. But it's just like, it's what they do against everybody. I just think it's going to be more of the same. But yeah, that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.